All right, let's start off here on number 2. So this one says we want to graph this by labeling the vertex and the x-intercept. So I'm going to do those separately. So first of all, we'll do the vertex. So for the vertex, we're always going to do x equals negative b over 2a to find the x value. So in this case, that's going to be negative 16 over 2 times 2. So that's negative 16 over 4. And so that's x equals negative 4. Make sure I have that as a negative 4. That's just the x value though, so I need to plug that back in to find y. So y equals 2 times negative 4 squared plus 16 times negative 4 plus 30. So I got to do my PEMDAS here, so I got to do my exponent first. So it's going to be 2 times 16 plus 16 times negative 4 plus 30. And now I need to do my multiplication, so I know that 16 times 2 is 32. I don't know 16 times 4. Let me do that up here. And so that's a 4 and a 2, so that'd be 64. So it's a negative 4, though, so it'll be minus 64 plus 30. And now I need to add these together. I'll go ahead and add the positives together, so that's going to make 62 minus 64. And so that'll make negative 2. So then my vertex here is going to be negative 4, comma, negative 2. So I can draw that right here. Now I need to find my x-intercepts. So for my x-intercepts, I have to turn y into 0. And then I have to solve this by either factoring or quadratic formula. I think I can GCF a 2 here. Now leave me with x squared plus 8x plus 15. I'm not allowed to GCF if I'm finding the vertex, but for the x-intercepts I can. And so now I'm going to try to factor this by thinking of two numbers that multiply to 15 and add to 8. So that would be 5 and 3. And I can actually do the shortcut here as x plus 5 and x plus 3 in either order because I don't have a number in front of x squared anymore since I GCF'd it out front. So now I can split these up and set them equal to 0 individually and solve. So I'm going to subtract 5 here, so x equals negative 5. I'm going to subtract 3 here, so x equals negative 3. So those would be my x-intercepts, so I can draw them right here, and then you can get a good drawing of your parabola. All right, next up here it says this object is thrown with this equation, and it says what time does it hit the ground? And so I need to interpret that hit the ground would be a height of 0. So I'm going to turn 0 into height, I'm going to turn height into 0 is what I meant to say. And so I have my equation here, and so now I can try to factor it. I can see that I can divide everything by, I'm going to divide everything by negative 8, first of all. So that'll give me 0 equals 2x squared minus 9x, and then minus 5. And now I'm going to try to factor this, thinking of two numbers that multiply to negative 10 and add to negative 9. So that sounds like negative 10 and 1, but I need to split this up. I have to use my grouping technique here, no shortcut since I have the 2x squared right there. I'll go plus 1x. I'll go ahead and show the 1x there and then minus 5. And then I'm going to do my grouping, and the first group I can take out a 2x, which leaves me with x minus 5. And then the second group, it looks like I can't take out anything, so I'm going to take out a positive 1, which would also leave me with x minus 5. And then I have a 2x plus 1, and then x minus 5 here. And that's equal to 0 still. So I'm going to split these up and set them equal to 0 individually and solve. So this one, I'm going to subtract the 1, and 2x equals negative 1, and then divide by 2. And so this one I'm going to add 5, and x equals 5. So my two answers here would be x equals negative 1/2 and x equals 5. However, in this problem, x is time, and these are time values, and so time can't be negative. And so for that reason, I'm going to kind of disregard the negative 1/2 and just say that my answer is 5 seconds. The negative 1/2, we did the math correctly, but just in this problem, the negative answer doesn't make sense. All right, next problem here, it gives me another equation that says what is the max height of the shot put? So max height is always talking about the vertex. So I'm going to go ahead and do x equals negative b over 2a, so that's going to be negative 0.5 over 2 times negative 0.01. So that's negative 0.5 over negative 0.02. And then this one does say you can use your calculator, so I'm going to type this into my calculator and see what it comes out to. So I get x equals 25. However, that's not really the max height. You can see height is acting like is out front there, so I need to take that and I need to plug it in to the equation. All right, so I'm going to do negative 0.01 times 25 squared plus 0.5 times 25 plus 6. So I'll type that into the calculator. And if we do that, we get that the height is 12.25. All right, next up, we're going to do these operations. So the first one says to just add these together. So I'm just going to write the functions out and add them together. And so adding just means combine like terms. So I'm going to do this in order. The end of the third will go first, no like terms. 4n, no like terms. And then the 2 and the 4 will combine and make 6. Number 10 is a little trickier because it's subtraction, so I need to make sure I write the first one and then put that in parentheses minus the second one, x squared plus 5. So now I'm going to distribute the negatives, so I get negative x squared minus 5. And then we'll just combine like terms, so negative x to the third doesn't have one, x does not have one, but negative 3 and negative 5 make negative 8. Last one here, this one says multiply, so I'm going to have to multiply these two together, and so I'm going to use a box for that. Now this is a triple times a double, so I'm going to go ahead and make a 3x2 box. You can either make it long ways or tall ways. I'm just going to put the double on this side, and then I got x squared. I'm going to rearrange this. I'm going to put negative x and then minus 4. You could do it the other way, but I just always like this in order. And now we're going to multiply to fill out the box, so I get 4x to the third power, and I have x squared right here. I have negative 4x squared, and then I have negative x, I have negative 16x, and then I have negative 4. So we're just going to combine like terms to exit the box. So I have 4x to the third. I have negative 3x squared. I have negative 17x, and I have negative 4. All right, next up, we need to find the value of c that completes the square. So for completing the square, we always want to add b over 2 squared to each side. So on this case, I'm going to do negative 18 over 2 and then square that. So that is negative 9 over, or sorry, just negative 9 squared, and so that's 81. Last one, solve with any method. So for this one, I'm going to just get one side to 0, and I'm going to go ahead and try to factor this, multiplying to negative 10 and adding to negative 4. However, that doesn't work, and so I'm going to go to quadratic formula. Since this is equal to 0, I'm going to use quadratic formula instead. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So I have, actually, b is going to be positive 4 since, negative b is going to be positive 4 since b is negative 4. Plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times, negative 10 all over 2 times 1. So that'll be 4 plus or minus the square root of 16. And then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And then times negative 10 is positive 40. And then that's all over 2. So this will be 4 plus or minus the square root of 56 all over 2. I need to break down radical 56 now. I know it's even, so it can divide by 2. So that's 2 and 28. And then I can break it down by 2 again, and then by 2 again. So I have twin 2's right there, and then a loner 2 and a loner 7. So the twin 2's will go out front. And then the loner 7 and the loner 2 will combine back into 14. And then I'll just reduce it here with the heart, so I get 2 plus or minus radical 14. I'm dividing everything by 2.